Now I'm grown up, and I have no time for fairy tales of wicked witches and wizards. There are so many of them in the world, I feel it. Life is a fairy tale with its arrivals. Good and bad, moments to face while the day challenges us not to give up. But childhood memories, no, they are never forgotten. Wherever I go, now I'm afraid of real wars, of today's unscrupulous and heartless wizards. But I remember with pleasure and fear those times gone by, the shadows of the evening. If I wasn't good, Mom and Dad would say, the wicked witch will come, endless fear, nightmares in bed. The darkness would come, tightening my chest, and fear would appear. It was the only way to block me, to untie the knot. Always in my thoughts, dressed in black, they slowly approached, it all seemed real. But fairy tales were my first thought, a story every evening, a sincere refuge, a few words to relax before closing my eyes and letting go. In every tale there was always a war, the struggle between good and evil on earth. A hero to remember, a villain to erase, meaningless stories that seem to fly by. But over time, in real life, I saw those battles become armies. Words that evoked endless clashes between good and evil, between wounded hearts. Words that made me happy and angry. With time, I was finally able to understand that the world of fairy tales was sweet and beautiful, while life is a difficult gateway. Time has passed, but the memories remain here. The fairy tales are still alive, just like that. The witch and the wizard, deep in my heart, made me dream, between fear and splendor. And that is why, despite the pain, I can still remember them with the same vigor. He lived in a lamp in a distant world, and he held the world's fate in his hand. All he had to do was rub it, all he had to do was hope, and every wish could come true. With that warm voice, that ardent manner, he asked you, Master, what's on your mind? But today reality has a different flavor. The genius of the fairy tale has lost its vigor. Modern geniuses don't know how to grant wishes. They only know how to create and strive. They don't give dreams but heavy chains, and too often we are just spectators. They move expertly between fiction and reality, architects of evil without mercy. This abstract being who seems to be right pulls us by the hand towards his decision. He is a creative genius, original in his style, but he turns every single act into poison. He has new solutions but bad paths, and leaves our hopes unanswered. So what's left if you can't stop this modern genius who wants to rule? Only one path remains, an ancient way to rediscover the child and his imagination. To dream again, to start from scratch, to search in the darkness for a truer ray, to rub that ancient lamp again, and speak to the genius, the one who is your friend. Without deception or malice, without having to suffer, but to fly again, to feel again. Just ask, and everything can come true. Just close your eyes and start again. Some would want to call her ugly, useless, and devoid of feeling. She's there and she stays and she creates excitement. But we must live our lives full of light, of good things, of that happiness that makes us smile, hoping that time is a long journey and that she remains far away. Because when she decides, there will be no way, there will be no choice, nothing to do. It's not an illusion. He bends fate with a single action, a single movement, and everything is extinguished while the rest of the world fades away with the wind. He is the tailor of the shadow, the keeper of the magician in the darkness, among books and dust, with riddles no one could He has his staff of oak and frost, eyes that have already seen every sky. He knows the gold is merely a metal, and that power is a fragile stalemate. Behind his spells the world wobbles, while reality in his gaze disintegrates. He studies arcane laws, accumulates knowledge, uses his intellect to gain power. Do not seek his name among kings or in treaties. You will find him in the times and dreams of the desperate, often torn between fiction and reality. He manipulates and creates with great skill, profound connection with the dimension. He captivates the world with his narrative. Past stories, tales, and old books remind us of his ancient balances. History teaches what he admitted. Fantasy did all the rest. she offers you is only agony. Her voice is a harp of silk that changes you, but her soul is a star already cracked and silent. Don't come near, don't let yourself be enchanted. Aurora, cruel beauty, your lips smell of honey and gall. A step in the woods, a fatal sign. Tales and stories like old companions have traced the paths of our years. Books read in a breath and then abandoned, others in the heart, never forgotten. Faces flash by on the big screen or on TV, characters who now never return. Good or bad, they have taken us by the hand, leading us where the universe is far away. In dark moments or under a sun of joy, they have saved us from fear and boredom. Smiles intertwined with real thrills, among witches and wizards, among dragons and warriors. But how beautiful it was to live without worries, when the monsters were only those of yesterday. To dream of defeating fate with the strength and courage of a child, and to laugh out loud at a false and distant evil, holding a dream tight in the palm of your hand. Then time gallops by and everything transforms. The world crushes you, imposes its shape on you. Imagination is a luxury that no longer counts, as the sky lowers and is no longer so blue. Their study work, the rush of every day, and there's no more room to look around. Reality forces us to stop hoping, teaches us that it's too late to dream anymore. But those stories, loved or hated, are the roots of our lost years.